Tuto je ďalší ksicht. Je tiež taký obrazov, že človek tam až tak postupom času, postupom tej hry nachádza nejaké odkazy a tak. Toto mi ale ešte moc nehovorí. Tieto runy, alebo čo to tu je napísané. Na tej burine. Myslím si, že to môžem loadnúť rovno to. Predtým, než som pokúpil od nej tie somerny. No moje myšlienkové pochody boli také, že koľko ich tu mám, tak dosť veľa. Asi, že tieto Bloodstones sú v podstate Starstones. A tá Greta odo mňa chce, aby som vlastne našla veci Starstones. Takže ak je moja teória správna, ak použijem všetky tieto stony, tak by to mohlo mať v podstate ten istý efekt.
Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister. Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister.
Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister. Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister.
This. Aký efekt? A, niekto chýba.
You and Zandalor have always been close, Ahu. Pray tell, did you know
How might I
anything
serve our mission?
Do you really think he'd let me in on it in advance if he'd been planning an affair with your sister?
How can I tell? Maybe you taught him a thing or two about slinking around in between shadows.
If that were true, Ikara, he wouldn't have been murdered, resurrected, and pursued by the bringer of the apocalypse as a result, now would he?
Ha! True enough.
I have seen the void.
Je ten imp zatracený.
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not? It shall be my pleasure. I think he is an ancient being, so very old he outstrips the gods in their longevity. I think he used to be one with the void, that he used to roam freely through a universe that knew no creation. Perhaps that is why, I conjecture, he may well regard all that is as an abomination as terrifying as we hold the void to be. Time is a transgression most contemptible in his eyes. Space, mere savagery. We know what he did. He befriended Astarte and fed her curiosity until it became so agitated with the need to know what rested in the god box that she herself, this creature of unadulterated purity, turned to deception.
No teda.
He longs for a return to a pre-creational state, for the death of the gods, for the nothingness in which he was born. At least, that is my highly educated guess. How very right you are. These thoughts, from what I can gather, the generals were put in charge of the god. Perhaps that faltering could explain why their souls were loosed, and why those souls now reside so contentedly within you. Did you? Most wonderful. Could I have a quick read? Yes. Crikey, Dragon of the Void, She doesn't mess around now, does she? The Temple of the Source. I've heard of such a place, buried deep within the forbidden confines of a cursed phantom forest. That is where your travel should take you, east of the Lacula Woods, even though death hangs over that place like a ghostly fog.
Moje zlaté, už dávno som tam.
But first, you should go to Hunter's Edge, the village that borders those haunted woodlands. That is where, of all the wicked things, The one substance that can stand in the way of the void, and she's turning it into vessels of blight. You'll have to redouble your efforts, my friend. You'll have to find more starstones before she does and forestall her insidious...
No dobra. Tu sa nič nové nedozviem.
Aren't you going...
Zvedavý, či to niečo spravilo s tou bránou. Bo keď nie, tak neviem, aký bude môj progres, úplne povedané na dnes. Bola jediná vec, čo ma napadla spraviť.
Once more, a great power graces the Temple of Source. Ah, Great One, your ascension is not yet complete. Enter you may, and enter you shall. But first you must remember, the fragments of your mind and soul are still in disarray. Collect them, arrange them, and then you will be ready for your journey, may...
No akože...
Guardians, a moment of your time, if it pleases you.
What the fuck?
I have been pondering and brooding, deliberating and deducting, and I have come to the conclusion that I may well know who our true enemy is. Now, our foe is the Void, of course, the usurper of time and space. But more dangerous even than the great and all-consuming nothing are those who are bent on helping it here, or bent on helping it on Rivellon. I think he still lives. The one that set it all in motion. The one you met here in the House of the Guardians.
You're talking about the demon that lurks in these halls, aren't you?
Yes, him. It. The one who does not look quite like he used to. The one that whispered deceit and desire into Astarte's ears. He is friend to the void, and he seeks to give it dominion once and for all. That is who I think he is.
Still, the only thing he does is talk, and words aren't very
As a
dangerous.
writer, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, but even then, please don't be fooled, for he does much more than wag his tongue. What we see here, in what was once your house, is most certainly real, but the demon, Astarte, they are, so I believe, mere manifestations of their true selves. Oh, he dwells somewhere. He must. It is a creature of blood and bloodlust, of lies and stratagems.
Czekaj mało
All this
dbała
time he has been
ściechnicek.
plotting, of that I assure you. If our enemy has a heart, he is the one that makes it beat. That is my theory.
Let that demon plot as much as it wants. We won't fall for its tricks.
We shouldn't get overconfident, though. There is more to that thing than meets the eye.
Tell me, O Weaver, if you...
How might I serve our mission?
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
What's the word, Source Hunter? You'll need to find more Starstones if you're to open the gate within the Source Temple. You must remember yourselves, Source Hunters. You must remember all.
Oh, yeah.
So this tapestry represents all of time. One wouldn't think time itself would include so many threads dangling temptingly where any claw...
Armory. Toto nebolo predtým.
Impressive. A smithy and an armory.
Just what the doctor ordered.
How good of you to drop by.
Aha, to je on,
She
ten
told me
smrť.
you had grown, you know. That simpleton of a girl. She felt the need to inform me of the fact, with that pathetic tinge of pride in her voice. As if I did not know. As if I haven't been watching you. Like a vulture, a dying beast. I could have plucked out those dewy eyes of hers and thrown them into a frying pan like eggs. Have you ever seen Sunny Side Up staring back at you? I have. But enough of this small talk. Yes, I have been watching you, and my amusement has turned into aggravation. Yet still, I yearn for the moment you finally become powerful enough to realize the true depths of your failures. When you do, I'll be there, drawing circles in the skies, watching, waiting, ready to pounce.
Getting more aggressive. We must be getting on his nerves. Excellent.
I'll never look at a fried egg in the same way ever again, though.
Do that. My friend and ally, it could be... Pożyczę? It could be, but of course it was the one I was to marry, her child, Elisa's child. There simply is no escape from the past. At first I rode headlong into battle hoping the enemy's sword would do what I could do. What I could not. Then came the distractions of power. To no avail. I must admit the truth to myself here on paper, like I almost did in my previous letter. 3 of us faced the Void Dragon, and 2 of us, myself included, were overcome by terror. When it truly mattered, when the fate of worlds hung in the balance, we failed our duty. It was she who restored our fraying minds. Oh, such mighty wizardry I had never seen. But it spent her, weakened her, and the void preys on the weak. It killed her before we could strike back. Only then did we cage it. We won. We saved the world. We were heroes. No, we were cowards when the moment came. Now all I can do is become a guardian. It is the only way both to serve and to forget. I'm certain you feel the same.
awaits you in the next chamber. I wonder what they'll say. There you both are. How jolly! I always do prefer an audience when I give one of my history lessons. My friends, I see you found another starstone. Jolly good of you. But I haven't been exactly idle either, for I think I may have nearly figured out why Source became so terribly tainted. If Astarte is the goddess of the Source, and the void was contained in her very garden, might it stand to reason that it was in fact the void who turned Source into such a dark and terrible power? But the tapestry has been rewoven. Time has been restored. I must speculate no more, and instead we must see what new shred of our tale you've uncovered.
With the Guardians distracted, Astarte lifted the lid of the God Box. What she saw was nothingness. Astarte had called forth the Void Dragon, whose sole purpose was to undo all creation. Caught off guard and terrified, the Guardians, sworn protectors, fled. But Astarte stood firm. She grabbed hold of the dragon and hurled it and herself into the reaches of the void. Here she battled the dragon for all eternity. For his deception, the Trite was cast out of the first creation. He fell to Rivellon, a monstrous creature unworthy of the realm of the gods. Since that terrible day, Source has been tainted by the presence of the void. A once beautiful power has become corrupted, and those attempting to wield it often go mad in the process.
We may have been tricked into allowing Astarte to open the God Box, but we fled when faced with the void once more.
What cowards we were. Let us only pray we still have time to undo our mistake.
To think that all this chaos was unleashed by our foolishness.
There's the Trader's Emporium.
I wonder who awaits you in the next...
There's a seafaring atmosphere about this place.
And seafaring leads to the exotic, to trading. We may be in for a treat.
Guardians. Oh, Guardians, I need you. Heed my plea in these void-filled hours. The dragon is overpowering me. Our enemies are battering the fragile gates of time. The skies are darkening, and the stars are being extinguished. You have to reach me. Star stones will pave the way. Find them Use them. Empower them. And hurry. Please make haste.
Only Starstone can stay the Maelstrom now.
Alas, that the damnable stuff is hidden better than a leprechaun's pot of gold.
Welcome, welcome, step right up. Browse these fine goods from far-flung fairy worlds and local slums the same. Take your time, or don't. Time is meaningless after all. Oh, it seems like an eternity ago. Or was it 1,000 years from now? I was a simple market peddler on the cobbled streets of Alaroth. It was Master Six-Sacks himself who passed one long, or possibly very short summer by teaching me both the art and science of rift hopping. And I've been trooping to and fro across space and time ever since. Today's special, bewitched cat hair. Good day, good...
My friends, we come to it at last. All of the missing threads have been rewoven, and the canvas is clear for the first time in eons. The final mystery may at least reveal itself. The final thread of your memory may be restored. Let us watch.
The Guardians had failed. Source was tainted, the void was loosed, and all that stood between Rivellon and annihilation was Astarte herself. Overcome by guilt, they hoped to undo their failure by undoing reality itself. And so, they ripped their threads from the tapestry of time, so becoming unknown to history and unknowing of themselves for all eternity. As their threads fell to Rivellon like shooting stars, they hardened into crystals the people called Starstones.
Who knows what wonder awaits
Zaujímavé.
So the souls within us intentionally tore themselves from the tapestry of time.
And look what happened. They killed themselves in the most wrought manner possible, only to bring more grief for stars, and perhaps it was the only honorable thing to do to the tragic opening of the God Box by Astarte.
Still, duty is honor, and honor is duty. I can understand their not being able to live with having failed to protect the God Box.
Michelle. To už bol teda úplne koniec. A to ešte.
3 out of 4 have already been reinstated, and now the last of the elemental shall rejoin its illustrious masters. Glory be unto them, and glory be unto you.
Rocks and forests. This is a plane worthy of an earth elemental, all right?
A kernel of serenity amid endless chaos.
Guardians, I ask of you, what are you doing? What good can come of your misguided actions? I have tried to warn you. I have tried to be your friend by pointing toward the one great truth that is the Void Dragon, and say, relent. For you have failed before, and you shall fail. Why is it so difficult for you to accept that which is inevitable? All things must pass away. Even time itself. Sit ye down. Rest. Be weary no longer. Acquiesce in the embrace of oblivion, in which there is nothing but the equality and the harmony of non-existence. A blessing awaits beyond the end of time. Accept it, for it is yours.
Our friend? That word has truly lost all meaning.
A blessing awaits beyond the end of time. Death's blessing, yes, but no more.
The spirit of Father Nature came to me in a dream last night, and he told me to welcome you. Can't you tell? I'm the universe. You're the universe. We're all the universe. It's a beautiful thing, to be sure. I noticed you were bringing this place in close contact with the spirit of nature, and I thought to myself, that's where I belong. Thanks for putting me up. May the earth's vibrate.
Do you have a moment, my friends, to indulge an old imp? I want you to know that I have been giving your history a lot of thought. For any historian worth his salt duly contemplates the events he records and researches. It is my solemn conclusion that you have been treated rather harshly, and that the harshest punishment of all was delivered unto you by your very own hands. For tell me true, what are humans worth, even if they ascend to the status of demigod, if they be void of all doubt, if they question unfailingly their duty? The demon abused a most primal emotion, and because of that, that emotion has been dubbed a weakness. Nay, I say, it is not. Indeed, it will save us yet, be it in the very last nick of time. So, chipper up, eh? Not like the near impending end of all is entirely your fault.
At least Zigzag seems to think we Guardians aren't utter failures. I couldn't agree more. In fact, I'd go so far as to say we didn't fail at all. That may have been the gods' conclusion, but it isn't mine.
I wonder who awaits
A chapel, and a truly beautiful one at that.
I have the feeling it has long since been abandoned by the gods, though.
O guardians in whose hands rests the fate of all, I know he, the usurper, the instigator, has been trying to charm you like he once did us both before. Do not listen to him. Do not listen, for every sound he makes is another vocalization of deceit. And what is more, a ruse to mark his weakness. First he seems to mock you, then he seems to menace you, then he seems to mesmerize you. But all the while, what he really does is fear you. His desire has been long in the making. The freedom among the void that is his unfathomable dream. But I have stopped him once, and you can do so again. You have pieced yourselves back together, Guardians. You are greater now, perhaps, than you ever were. The maw of the void is chomping with big black teeth. But there is still time to kill the beast. Rise up, Guardians. Stand up. Come to me at the center of the maelstrom and stand by me.
Our enemies fear us.
And well they should. We'll hit the void in the jaw yet, and put a halt to its ceaseless devouring of creation.
This tomb must enshrine a most honored soul.
Still, it seems almost lonesome among the gloom here, does it not?
By the sins of the seven, can it be? You, Guardian, and General before that. Has time erased all memory of me? It is I, Alessa, the General who stood by your side when the Void Dragon first plagued our world so very long ago. 3 of us faced our foe that day. Only 2 lived to tell the tale. You stared the Void straight in the eye and saw oblivion reflected back at you. You broke, panicked, and it took me the very depths of my magic to rally you once more. Rally you I did, but I was spent, and the dragon did not hesitate. Thus I perished in the jaws of the Void.
Indeed. We're sorry we failed you, Alessa. Praise be that you restored our courage.
There is nothing to be sorry about, Guardian. I did what had to be done, and after that, so did you. You did your duty and more. You gave up the rank of General to become something greater, something immortal. Guardian, protector of the God Box, protector of all creation. Oh, how terrible it must have been to be betrayed. To hear Astarte whisper, to falter ever so briefly and see the dragon rise anew.
Be that as it may, it was a moment of weakness that we are paying for still. Long as the Void lives, all of existence remains under threat.
You shouldn't blame yourself. It would be an injustice to do so. You undertook a task, after all, that the Seven themselves should have presumed. And where are they now, these allegedly all-powerful gods? Cowering in a distant universe, no doubt. But you are here, ready to face your fear yet again. Destined, I am sure, to succeed at long last. To succeed and save time and space forever. Your moment is nigh. The moment of final failure or final triumph. I know what shall be. Your time has come. The Void is destruction. You are creation. The greater force that will best a lesser foe.
Of our past. Another in a long line of the Void's wretched victims.
Come what may, we'll avenge them all.
You're home. How long it's been? Centuries? Eons? Since you've come to me in search of salvation. But I have not changed nearly so thoroughly as you have. My offerings remain the same, dear protector. As have potions of great and incomparable strength, dear protector, as ever. During the Great War, you found full resistance to the elements quite useful. Perhaps history will repeat itself.
Once more, a great guardian, divine. You are whole once more, restored to your former glory and power. Ready are you for what lies beyond. Ready are you to illuminate the darkness.
The trial of ascension is behind us. Do you feel quite ascended?
Of all the worthless diversions, I thought it was supposed to be a legendary source temple.
Enlightening? Ha! What a bunch of pointless busy work that was.
Asi tak. ešte predtým skúsim ísť posledný krát do End of Time.
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not?
What's the word, Source Hunter? You've remembered so much. You, our guardians, are ready to face what lies ahead. Zandalor isn't far now. Keep looking. He will be so very, very pleased to meet you.
Okay.
Our heroes have chosen fine vessels.
Tieto sochy. Aha, tu je... Sanda, koľko som má aké okuláre. Vyzerajú z nejakého anime, koľko sa zena metal alchemist. Zaujímavé, čo že on bol.
Zandalor, is he dead?
Guardians, the last of the portals at the end of time has reignited. You must have found the final... Zandalor! But what is... Leandra. She was here, wasn't she? But there's no time. Stand back, Guardians. Zandalor is unconscious, but a pulse of life beats within him still. I must heal him before it's too late.
No gosh.
What did... Leandra... She's here somewhere. She... Ikara.
As ever, Zandalor. Are you all right?
I'm better than I've any right to be, thanks to you. She was just here, Ikara. She must have brought her death knights through the portal and then destroyed it behind her. I thought I could defend it, but she...
She isn't herself. She's become something I can hardly comprehend. She needs our help, Zandalor, and the Guardians need every moment they can get if they're to find her.
The Guardians? My heavens. Can it be? Then the myths are true. But my amulet, the Star Stone, that must mean the protectors of the God Box are real. They have returned. The Slayers of the Void. How can it be that you've raised yourselves from lost spirits to saviors? Here you are, standing before your ancestral home once more, while I've only managed to get myself knocked on the flat of my back. Again, anything I can do to help you, Guardians, you must ask of me. If I can provide even a modicum of assistance to you, my purpose will have been fulfilled. I am the last of my kind, a keeper of the Source, keeper of its memory, of its most ancient secrets.
Some of the earliest devotees of Source created certain sacred documents, one of which fell into Leandra's hands. That could preserve the memory of that power, come what may. To most, the tales were little more than myth, but to a knowing eye, they contained the most important details of our past. As the keeper of the Source, it was my responsibility to protect these secrets, including the secret of this portal. But Leandra has stayed one step ahead of me at every turn. Leandra attacked me. Once she'd located the rune of the forest spirit, she and her Death Knight stormed this place with little ceremony. The portal behind me led to the First Garden, that realm of the gods where you once dwelled, and that I have been sworn to protect. Now that she's leapt through, my gravest fears are one step closer to reality. I believe that Leandra intends to use her army to wage war against Astarte and free the Void, and that she is well on her way to doing just that. But here you are, the Guardians. A fantasy turned to fact, and so I hope salvation. Remarkable. How utterly remarkable. You must be here to finish what you began so many millennia ago. You must be here to cage the Void once and for all.
That is what we must do.
You yourselves must enter the First Garden. You must face Leandra. And if we are too late, the Void Dragon. You have slain it once before, Guardians. You will succeed again.
Leandra has destroyed this portal, but your work restoring your threads to the tapestry of time has sparked the Homestead's last shrine. A portal that could only have been remembered by the Guardians themselves.
The Tapestry of Time.
It's a long story, Xandalor. You'll see soon enough. We will accompany you, Guardian, but know that I cannot give up on Leandra just yet. I cannot believe my own sister incapable of redemption.
Who else but the Guardians of the God Box could defeat the Void Dragon? Who but its first defeaters could encase it once and for all? The souls that reside within you are more noble, more dear than any who have or ever will live. Only those souls have ever subdued the dragon. Only they will subdue it once more. As I understand it, the First Garden was the goddess Astarte's home, the birthplace of Source itself. If the legends are true, and it appears they are, you yourselves dwelled there for centuries. It is my belief that Leandra is preparing to call Astarte and the Void Dragon forth, then shut Astarte within the box. If that should happen, the Void will fly free and consume all. Now that you have remembered your true natures, the path to the First Garden will be clear. You will turn to your primordial home, and together we can face what is to come. As you wish, Guardians. When you are ready, we will enter the First Garden together. With you return to us at last, I dare hope we may end this madness yet.
Yet again, Leandra disabled Xandalor, but did not kill him. Perhaps there's hope she may be redeemed.
Oh, she let him live. What about the Angles she killed by electric or
You have a
otherwise?
point. Sparing one man hardly makes up for the slaughter of countless others.
This portal is broken beyond all repair.
Your labors have borne essential fruit. Fruit that will save us all. The final portal is opened. The portal to the first garden. Leandra and the Trife are so very close to bringing the dragon back to bear upon Rivellon. But you are so very close to stopping them. This way, the destiny of time itself awaits.
Ica, listen. About Leandra. About that night.
No, Zandalor. Not now.
But before we go through, before we see her again, I want you to...
Enough. The Guardians need us. There's no time for this. Our guests, our heroes. How you have changed since your threads first appeared in my hands. Then, you were the tapestry's greatest mystery. Now you are our last promise of salvation. I will be here weaving your tale into time, recording the fate you will write for all of Rivellon. The portal awaits you, Guardians.
Beyond this portal awaits the vileness of the void. I have gone as far as I can, but you, my friend, you'll have to be braver still.
Infinite failings have led Zandalor and I to this moment. With your help, perhaps we can redeem not only ourselves, but Leandra too. I cannot pretend to know what fate awaits us on the other side of this portal, but I trust you to lead us.
Once you step through this portal, never again may you, Divine Ones, return to our realm. Your future lies only forward, and space and time will bend to keep you there.
What lies beyond is a world unseen for an eon by human eyes. Where you once dwelled as immortals. Where Astarte and Source itself were born. Leandra has infiltrated. She is poised to summon the Void. To overwhelm Astarte with her army of Death Knights. The side of light. Of creation. Of existence itself as something she'll never have. Ikara and I will not leave your side. We will go where you lead us.
Your fate awaits, dear Guardians, and with it the fate of all Rivellon. So I suppose only one little question remains. Are you ready?
Beyond here lies the true end of time, and it is our fate to stop it. Yet Zigzag's question rings heavy in my ears. Are we ready? May the void tremble at our feet.
My friends, before you leap into eternity, know this. I have seen planets born and races die, empires rise and spirits fall. But this, time rewoven, heroes returned from oblivion. You've granted me the greatest tale yet told. And remember, Zigzags will never forget.
This cannot be the first garden.
Why don't you stop fighting? Guardians, you're cowards. Fear is your only god.
Mobe. Okej, ty kokos, tutaj już kaszlem. Jeszcze są złe, także to by było jeszcze na długo tutaj.